Nick Fuentes may finally be in trouble. He may finally blew it. Now, Nick Fuentes, he's made his bones online, disrespecting the black community, talking down on black people, like they all have. He would go on there with Myron. He came, he did his rounds with Candace Owens. All of the sellouts, right? And at some point they all start to turn on each other. The ship is leaking oil, and Nick Fuentes, he went and said something crazy, right? And I'm not going to say stupid because a lot of these guys feel this way. Jeffrey Epstein, we all know what was going on in Epstein Island with those underage children and stuff like that. Well, this dude got on here and said some of the weirdest stuff, man.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedo, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take.
Now, he's who I always thought he was. Now, y'all got to remember, Epstein's youngest victim was 11 years old. And remember, he was on house arrest, I think down there in Florida, if I remember, because I remember doing those videos. And then he was brought to the Virgin Islands where he had to, he basically had to stand some type of trial for that girl. Y'all remember.
But that's not really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a spy probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
So after he makes these comments, Candace Owens, she comes out and says Jeffrey Epstein was sent 12-year-old triplets, girls from a poor family as a birthday present for his French Edo friend Jean-Luc Brunel. He did, bad things to girls as young as 11. This is quite literally pre-pubescent for most girls. What the F are we even doing here, right? Then somebody at the bottom said, I think Nick got a call a few months ago. His sharp 180 on the protected class have been wild to see, right? And, listen, these dudes, man, these dudes are paid oppositions, man, because he was talking like this for a long time.
For them, too, number one, but number two, who cares? Who cares? Enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, they had to drink out of a different water fountain. Big deal. Oh, no, they had to go to a different school. Their water fountain in that famous picture was worse. Who cares? Grow up. Drink out of the water fountain. It's water. It's the same. And, even if it was bad, who cares? Who cares? It's better. It's better in general. We all agree it was better for them. It's better for us.
The reason that we talk about this, by the way, I know a lot of black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them.
Now, you guys have platformed this guy, where he, like I said, he made his bones talking about my people. My people, talking about we should have shame, as if the W man shouldn't have shame in this country, right? He talks about the protected class, but he talks about us for the most part. I mean, he was even online, even celebrating that German dude, right?
For Friday,
Was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really cool. So, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right?
So because the radical right ship is leaking oil and they having their own little fight, internal fight amongst themselves, this woman Blair White, who we know is a W supremacist, hardcore all the way to the core, right? She went and said the youngest victim was 11 and they found baby massage manuals on the island. Wow. And then Shadow Ezra said Nick Fuentes claims Jeffrey Epstein international trafficking operation should not be labeled Edo. Y'all know what I mean, because it did not involve very young children. He says the victims were barely legal teenagers, right? Man, this is crazy. Like this dude is a bad person, man. He's just a bad guy. But to me, what I'm gathering here is at some point the people compromised him. They caught him doing something. They caught him with his pants down. They caught him doing something he ain't had no business doing. So now he's out here doing this. So Genghis Khan said, holy crap. Either Nick got caught on tape honeypotting with a blank himself, or he got paid millions by the protected class. If you still support this guy, just put your tiny hat on and F right off, right? So they're saying that, they're basically saying that this dude has been compromised, and that's why he's talking like this.
I'm glad to hear that.
Ray per Groy, percent $20 for the Epstein. Take Lamau, German, age of consent is 14, most of Europe is 16. Are they all too? We've been so feminized we can't even admit 17-year-olds are hot anymore, and even if Trump was cracking 16-year-olds, I would just give him dap and be like, nice, that's awesome.
So, yeah, honestly, first of all, everybody totally took that out of context. No charity either. I never get the benefit of the doubt. You take a 20-second clip, I say something you don't like, and people go, what the? You know what I have to say? Like my president, you're fired. Like, straight up, if you don't give me the benefit of the doubt, I've been doing this for a million years. I feel like this all the time. It's like we're always walking around on eggshells not to offend the dumbest idiots on the platform. Like Stu Peters. Stu Peters is in the replies. This is gross. Dude, you're a stupid loser. How dare you? You took a break from crashing your ATV, drunk, beating your wife, scamming all your followers to go and what? Call me gross because I said something you don't like? You don't even understand what I'm saying. You're not smart enough. So I'm done pandering to the dumbest idiots in the room. I'm done. I'm shaking you off. All of you dumb, I'm shaking you off. I said unpopular things 10 years ago when you were doing whatever you were doing, when you were hitting yourself in the face with a hammer. I'm saying unpopular stuff now. I've always said unpopular, heterodox stuff. I care about politics. You don't. For this is just the latest fad. You'll be onto some other thing in 3 years. So I don't need all that. But what I said and the point that I'm making about Epstein, people are getting caught up in the sensationalism of... And I said this last year when the story broke. I said the exact same thing. I said, yes, they are crimes. Obviously, it is human trafficking. Obviously, according to the law, it is statutory. But it is in the service of a blackmail ring for intelligence. It is important not to lose sight of that. And this is a category error. People say you're a pedo protector. But Trump is not protecting because they're pedos. He's protecting criminals because they are a part of a subversive intelligence network. That's the point.
Now, everything that he said in this clip, he could have said that without bringing up those children, right? He made excuses where he noted these were very, very underage children. And he said they were not that young. They were not like 5. Man, listen, there's so many things I can say and want to say when you're dealing with... It's funny how they talk about us. Him and so many of them other ones talk about black people in the black community, but look at the way he's talking. Look at what he's talking when he's mentioning children and the things that go on in that culture over there, right? But they turn around and all they do is talk about us. But this thing is normalized within that. That's why he feels so comfortable to come onto a platform and say it, because he knows there'll be people that will protect him, right? But he wasn't done.
And I said that in July, and I said that when there was more urgency for the files to be released in the fall. I said, let's not get too hung up on the sensational details of the actual crime, because this is not just about somebody was trafficking girls somewhere. That's not the story. The story is someone was trafficking girls to acquire blackmail to sell to Israel. That is the point. And that is what I said last night. I said, for someone to make it all about, I said, it's kind of just like, it's not really true, because again, it does get away from what's happening there. It is not satanic occult stuff. It is really run-of-the-mill prostitution and sex trafficking, but for a international political purpose. And it's important not to lose sight of that. I saw Marjorie Greene say this is about female victims. It's actually not about female victims. It's about the integrity of our government. You understand the difference? It's not to say we're not sympathetic. It's not to say that it's not criminal. It's not to say that it's good. I'm not defending it.
And see, this guy is an idiot because he could have said all that without minimalizing what happened to those children. He could have just said all that and not even mention those children. But when you're dealing with people that's not right in their brain, right? You're dealing with people that don't have no souls. It comes out in the wash, man. This is what they do. These people are not good people. They're not good people at all, right? He's up there throwing up the hand signs. He's saying things about trafficking and all this kind of stuff. Now, he's saying that that this is a governmental problem and the government is not being transparent. Why couldn't he just get up there and just say that? He had to throw that other part in. So now they're saying they feel like he's been compromised. Yeah, he's been compromised, right? But there's so much other stuff that I can say when it comes to this. And I told you guys that the Republican radical right ship is leaking oil, man. And they've been turning on each other for a while now. They've been turning on each other for a good while. But this stuff is crazy, man. And this is the thing. Ain't nothing going to happen to Nick. Because it's not the fact of what he said. It's the fact that before he even uttered it out of his mouth, he thought it was okay for him to say it. Because he knows there's a lot of people that agree with how he's talking. And he's going to be protected. He ain't going to be canceled. No, he not. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If y'all made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. We've been calling this out for years, man. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.